The story begins in Evart, Michigan, a small town that has seen better days. Our narrator, Bill, introduces us to a couple, Jerry and Marge Selby, who are on their way to buy thousands of lottery tickets. They don't need luck to win. The narrative takes us back to the start of their journey. Jerry Selby wakes up before dawn, just like he has for 42 years, to head to the cornflakes factory for his last shift. On the factory floor, Jerry explains a production code error to a colleague, mentioning that the letter J designates February. He points out that the plant code was hard to understand, but he managed to figure it out. His boss approaches, laughing that Jerry doesn't have to work so hard since he's retiring. Jerry admits he doesn't have to work, he just has a thing for numbers. His boss dismisses this and tells him to enjoy his retirement. At his retirement party, Jerry's friends raise a toast. Howard praises Jerry's 42 years without being fired, joking that now Jerry has a boss, Marge, who won't yell at him. Marge quickly corrects him. Someone suggests Jerry get a real estate license to stay busy. This makes everyone laugh. Jerry awkwardly insists he will help Marge around the house, but she declines, citing her own system. He then offers to consult on his son Doug's construction sites to improve efficiency, but Doug sarcastically asks if Jerry wants to walk around telling him what he's doing wrong. Jerry jokes that he wouldn't charge much, but Doug dismisses it. His daughter Dawn tries to soften the blow by suggesting he visit her in Grand Rapids, but the moment is interrupted when his granddaughter Lizzie reveals a surprise retirement gift, a fishing boat. Jerry pretends to be excited, asking if he even likes fishing, while Doug whispers that Lizzie did well not to spoil the surprise. Later, Jerry tells Marge he doesn't have regular clothes, only work shirts, and admits he feels lost. He notes he doesn't even want the boat. A month goes by and Jerry tries to get used to retirement. He visits the nearest store where he meets Leon, who hesitates to accept a customer named Helen's card due to insufficient funds, but lets her slide anyway. Jerry then meets with his accountant, Steve. He arrives early and questions how Steve makes a living with only 6 clients. Steve admits he's also an online travel agent, pointing to the free posters on the wall. Jerry questions the logic of posters for an online business, frustrating Steve. When asked about his finances, Steve reports a small 2% gain. He urges Jerry to be more aggressive with stocks to reach 10%, calculating it would double Jerry's money in over 7 years. Jerry refuses to gamble, saying that if you can lose it, it's gambling. He tells Steve he might take the boat out. At the dock, while trying to launch the boat, he forgets to lock the car. It rolls back, and in trying to save the car, the boat engine fails immediately. Frustrated, Jerry kicks the boat. He heads to the convenience store, where he overhears a windfall lottery clerk explaining a roll-down feature. If the jackpot hits $5 million without a winner, the prize money rolls down to lower-tier winners, increasing their payouts. Sitting in the corner, he finds one of the lotteries and starts calculating with his math skills, forming an idea to make money. Jerry stares at the brochure, muttering numbers, and realizes the math is flawed. He goes back to Steve, explaining the loophole. During roll-down weeks, the payout for 3 or 4 numbers becomes statistically greater than the ticket cost. Steve dismisses it, arguing that people in Detroit would have caught such a mistake. Jerry remains determined, goes to the bank, and withdraws $2,000, ignoring the teller Mindy's question about his deposit plans. He tells her he will be back with the deposit, feeling confident. Jerry buys 2,000 windfall tickets, surprising the clerk. He spends his time sorting them while watching the drawing on TV. The announcer calls the numbers, 6, 23, 43. Marge enters, asking about the boat. Jerry lies, saying the motor needs fixing, and awkwardly suggests they do something together, trying to hide his lottery activity. After Marge leaves, Jerry checks his tickets. He loses on the first batch. Later, Jerry joins his friends for game night. Howard and Shirley talk about the town's decline and how they should sell houses for $1, like in Tuscany. Jerry zones out, calculating currency exchange rates, annoying the group playing gin. Jerry confesses to Marge that he feels he missed his chance in life and is now just waiting it out. Marge encourages him, saying his life isn't over and that luck happens just like bad things do. This gives Jerry an idea. It's just math. He realizes his mistake was the sample size. He needs to bet more to eliminate luck. He demands a withdrawal of $8,000 from the bank. Mindy, confused, asks if he means $8, but Jerry insists on taking almost all his savings. At the store, he buys 8,000 tickets. Meanwhile, Howard mentions a lottery pool for the roll-down, but Jerry and Marge decline, claiming they aren't lottery people, even as Jerry chokes on his drink, knowing he is. He checks how much he won, and the numbers are close to double, $15,000. He is shocked and hides it in a jar of popcorn, almost revealing it to Lizzie, who tries to eat the stale popcorn. He trades her the popcorn for a promise to return it and changes the money to a cereal box. Later that night, Marge asks if he wants to tell her something. Jerry, by mistake, admits he is playing the lottery and winning because of a math error. He confesses he feels silly risking their retirement. Marge, seeing his passion, encourages him to take the risk because they suck at being retired. They decide to bet the entire $15,000 profit. However, Leon informs them that the Michigan windfall game has been discontinued. Undeterred, Jerry finds a similar game in Massachusetts and proposes a 10-hour drive to play there. Marge agrees, joking they can hitchhike with truckers if their truck breaks down. Steve, intrigued by the plan, asks to join for $1,000. Jerry and Marge prepare for the trip, packing food and checking for ham radio dead zones. Marge feels like they are robbing a bank, but Jerry insists it's all about fun. They drive to Massachusetts, listening to upbeat music. They arrive at a dusty liquor store in Sunderland, Massachusetts. The owner, Bill, is unimpressed until Jerry asks to buy 8,000 tickets. Bill warns them the machine is slow and it will take all day, but Jerry is ready. They spend hours printing tickets. That night at the Pick and Shovel Motel, Jerry jokes about the name reminding him of digging a grave, while Marge reminisces about their cheap honeymoon. They sort tickets all night. Marge finds a 3-number winner. By morning, Jerry calculates they bet $16,000 and made a profit of $21,043. They celebrate with Oreos and get the money check. Meanwhile, a coding student is working on a graduation paper about how to win the Powerball by hacking it. His friend listens but doesn't believe it would work and leaves him. The student grabs his paper and starts to work on the windfall tickets. Back in Michigan, Jerry proposes a bold plan: create a corporation, GS Investment Strategies, and sell shares to the town for $500 each to boost their betting capital. He pitches this to his friends, convincing them they will be profitable if they invest. Everyone agrees, even paying with items to get their shares. They gather as many people as possible to join their efforts to help the community. Doug, however, refuses to invest, dismissing it as just another one of Jerry's math obsessions, like sorting coins. Jerry and Marge return to Massachusetts with $40,000. Bill, the store owner, asks if they are drug dealers. Jerry explains they are professional lottery players. Bill refuses to stay open late for them to print tickets unless he gets a cut. Jerry introduces Bill to GS Investment Strategies as a partner. Bill agrees to become an investor and even has 2 shareholders. They recruit Bill's stoner friend, Tobin, who thinks they will win instantly, to help print tickets all night. Back at the motel, they wait for the results and are thrilled. By morning, Bill confirms they won $82,000, doubling their money. They cheer joyfully. The cycle continues, ticket after ticket after ticket, doubling their money, and they start living a happy life. Back home, Steve calls for an update. Jerry confirms they have doubled their money. The town celebrates all the changes. Meanwhile, at Harvard University, a student named Tyler finally realizes the same flaw in the lottery during a lecture. He rallies, his dorm mates telling them the game has a positive expected value if they bet big. He creates a betting pool called Random Industries, aiming to become a legend. Tyler tells his Harvard classmates to fill out lottery slips to prevent duplicates, showing his leadership. In Everett, Howard and the shareholders show him the old jazz club, where they want to rebuild and revive the jazz festival with their winnings. They say they are investing in his dad's lottery ticket. Howard, who is hired for the construction, visits his dad and sees boxes of losing tickets Jerry keeps for the IRS audit. Jerry reveals he bought a share for Doug right at the start, giving him the profits. Doug is touched. During a shareholder meeting, Jerry talks about their success, but no one wants to hear the numbers, so they go to eat. Jerry tells a friend they are betting $600,000 on the next play. Steve questions the big bet. Jerry explains the game will eventually push back, so they need to make as much profit as they can before the loophole closes. He mentions they have a second betting spot, a diner owned by Bill's friend Darryl, which allows for 24-hour ticket printing. At the same time, they notice a man at the lottery ticket office winning every 3 weeks, which raises their suspicions. Tyler hacks the Massachusetts State Lottery database. He discovers a retired factory worker from Michigan winning millions and realizes he has competition. In Massachusetts, Jerry and Marge are printing tickets to celebrate their anniversary when Tyler walks into the liquor store. He arrogantly introduces himself and his partner, Eric. He suggests a merger. Jerry should join Random Industries and let the students handle the betting in exchange for a cut. Jerry declines, wanting to do his own thing. Tyler mocks Jerry's manual method and brags about binomial distribution. Jerry corrects his math, noting Tyler forgot to consider the time it takes to fill out the tickets. Tyler leaves, furious. Jerry and Marge celebrate their 46th anniversary in the liquor store with cheap champagne Bill provides. They share a romantic moment dancing in the aisles. Later, Bill flirts with his ex-wife Candace during their divorce settlement, boasting about his little company winning the lottery each month and buying a new car. Back in Ivart, Raj reopens the ice cream shop thanks to the town fund, leasing it for €1, a currency joke from Jerry. Steve buys a Corvette. He warns Steve about the Harvard group. Dawn volunteers to take a shift, eager to be part of the adventure. A reporter named Maya Jordan approaches the Lottery Commission asking about the high win rates. The official dismisses her, claiming the game funds schools and produces winners, refusing to see it as a story and insisting that it's a lottery where people have to win. Tyler finds Jerry at the diner. He delivers an ultimatum. He knows Jerry is GS Strategies. He threatens to use his tech skills to hack Jerry's identity and destroy him unless Jerry quits the game. Tyler insists it's just math. Jerry is shaken. He tells Marge they need to stop because the risk of Tyler's retaliation is greater than the benefits. He tells disappointed shareholders that they are dissolving the corporation due to new variables. The town is devastated. Doug comforts Jerry, saying he made the town feel important and that he shouldn't let a college kid push him around. By morning, Marge also refuses to give up. She reminds Jerry that he solves problems and doesn't quit. She says the third factor in their equation is their willingness to be bold together. Inspired, Jerry decides they are back in. Jerry realizes they missed a roll down because the Harvard group triggered it early by betting heavily when the jackpot was below the threshold. This manipulation gives Harvard control of the game. He rushes to confront Tyler, but all Tyler did was tell his group that he was helping himself, doing nothing for them, making him silent and giving the group time to think. However, Jerry hesitates, realizing that manipulating the roll down would hurt regular players and isn't who they are. Instead, he proposes a new solution: transparency. Jerry and Marge meet with the Massachusetts Lottery Board. They explain that the board's mistake, the loophole, actually made them millions in profit. Jerry asks for the website to publicly show the real-time jackpot size. This change would stop any group, including Harvard, from secretly triggering a roll-down, leveling the playing field for everyone. The board agrees to the changes. Tyler sees the new data on the website and realizes he can no longer control the game. He declares war, ordering his students to bet aggressively, but the fun is gone for his team. The students are tired of the grind and Tyler's arrogance. Tyler is left to bet alone. Jerry and Marge go to Massachusetts for one last big play. They rally the entire town of Ivart to help. Maya, the reporter, finally gets the lottery record she requested and sees Jerry's name listed as a winner every 3 weeks, next to Tyler Langford. She realizes how big the story is. She goes to his home to ask questions and sees what he is storing. She is stunned by the work he and his wife have done. She confronts her friend, saying they helped the whole town and she doesn't want to make a news story about them. Instead, she decides to report on Tyler, resulting in him getting fired from the school. The Lottery Commission, facing media scrutiny after Maya's article exposes the flaw, announces they are phasing out the windfall game. The final roll-down has passed. Jerry and Marge return to Ivart. Marge reflects that Jerry finally used his gift to connect with people. Jerry arrives in the town square, worried the shareholders will be upset about the game ending. Instead, he finds a huge celebration. The jazz festival is back. The town cheers for Jerry and Marge. Bill reveals that Jerry won a total of $27 million for the town. The film ends with the community dancing. Jerry and Marge sharing a moment, and Evart thriving again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. See you soon!